On the 5th day of Advent, my penguin built for me a lake cabin getaway for Sims 3.
I didn't like any of that.
Hey penguins, welcome back. This is another building video for the Advent build event that I've put together this year. So for this day I will be creating a lake cabin getaway, which I guess could be interpreted in a number of ways. Potentially you could just make like a cabin up by a lake, which is just like a house sort of home residential lot, or you could make a community lot, and I have gone with a resort. So obviously you will need the Island Paradise expansion installed to play this lot because it is a resort type which came with that expansion. So with this it means that your Sims can come and stay here for, I think, up to 7 nights might be the most you can stay, and it is by a lake because that was part of the prompt. So the idea I thought of was that it would be like a really chilled out mini vacation, like potentially like if your sim likes to fish or just like sunbathe and then just enjoy like some time with their family and stuff like that. I thought that could be the perfect sort of place. I'm just starting off with the landscaping. I placed a few items down which are the typical items for resorts, which is like the check-in desk which comes with the lot when you first change it to a resort type, and so that is like super essential. The lot will not work if you don't have the check-in desk there. I also placed a couple of workout benches and the like little buffet table as well. With the buffet table you can like change the type of food that gets served there, so you could have like kids meals, vegetarian meals, dinners, breakfast, whatever you want. I do end up placing a couple of those on this lot so that your Sims will have a little bit of choice if they're staying here, but yeah, they're just some of the essentials that you'll get for like you need for having a decent resorts like star rating. So I have placed those in. I've done a little bit of terrain paint there to make it look like the sort of embers under the fire pit, and also like I've kind of zoned out where the car park is and like the path that will lead up to the actual cabin that I'm going to build. I've put down like the like dirt stuff that looks like dirtish is actually the pine tree leaves and pine needles, because these pine trees, the idea is it looks like they've just like shed the needles, and that's what kind of has fallen on the forest floor. So yeah, I put quite a few of the pine trees around because I thought they really go with the look of this lot. I'm just building the sort of decking area. This is actually at the front of the lot. Again, like I said, because I had fishing in mind, I thought it'd be quite cool to just be able to stand on there and do some fishing and do some sunbathing, just because that's like probably where the sun hits first thing in the morning, and it will just look quite nice, and it's just another area on the resort to relax. It's not like the biggest resort ever. I think I built this on like potentially, I think it was a 50x50 lot, so it's I don't love building on 64x64 lots or even the 60 lots, because not just because you have to like build a hell of a lot more because the lot's so much bigger, but I just find that there's not that many lots that size in any of the worlds, and there's not usually even place to kind of put down another lot that size. So I am always conscious of trying to like build mainly 40x40, but if I can help it, 30x30 is like the ideal size lot for most things, because there's just usually a space to actually put the build. So yeah, this 50x50 lot is quite a lot larger, but hopefully there'll be somewhere you can fit it in. So I'm just messing with the sort of stairs that are leading to where you check in. For some reason I decided to just make life harder for myself and do this sort of like level where I'm actually entering above, not on the ground floor. That kind of means that the bottom part is almost like a basement, but not really. I kind of like treat it like a basement, but obviously, as you can see, it's technically the ground floor. But that's just kind of what I was going for this design. I've placed the actual resort stay lots here, so that's where when you check in you can actually book one of those rooms, which is technically outside the cabin, but when I build the rooms inside the main cabin lodge, I do set those as rooms that you can book as well, so you can choose either or really. I just thought it was nice as an option to have those little huts outside as well. So yeah, I'm just building out the main cabin now, and that little area I've just built with the patio doors is going to be kind of like the ground floor, not mudroom, like a sunroom type thing where you enter and you can put your shoes on that level. And I'm also going to build that same sort of thing above as well, because I imagine people will be going out and might be like stepping in the dirt or, you know, on the forest floor and stuff, so you might need somewhere to sort of take your shoes off. Obviously Sims don't do that, but it's just like for extra details that I like to put in. So I'm just creating the layout really of the main build. It's not like the biggest build I've ever made, but it was quite sizable. So I've put a little hot tub in there as well, because I thought, like, if you're going to a resort and if you're paying to stay the night, it might be nice to have things that you may not have in your actual Sims homes. Obviously you might have a hot tub, but it's just like an added, like, a little luxury, I suppose, because this cabin, although it is gonna be pretty rustic, it's also gonna be like it's gonna look like it cost a fair bit to stay there as well. So that's kind of the look I was going for. The rusticness is quite intentional, because I think like rustic stuff just looks more cozy, and in general when I was kind of looking up some inspiration for what cabins look like, they all kind of had that rustic like look about them, so I really wanted to, you know, make it look correct. So this is what I've gone for in the end. You might have noticed that I'm not doing my face cam in this one. Honestly, it's just because this build was nearly 40 minutes, and you know, you might want to grab a drink, grab a snack, because that is quite a long time, to be honest. I didn't speed it up any faster than I normally would, because honestly it just makes it quite hard to follow if I speed it up a bit much more than this. But also I appreciate it just took me a long time to make it. I don't know if that was just me, if I was slow at building this, because it's not like a build I've ever done before really. I'm just like, with these prompts that I've put together, it's really making me like think outside the box and do things I wouldn't normally build, and just sort of taking me out of my comfort zone, I suppose, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I kind of get used to building the same things over and over, so this is making me think of different builds and just different styles. And I really enjoyed how this one came out, to be fair. I think it's definitely something I would consider putting in my town as just a little area for my Sims to go. And I think if you like edit the world that you're in and place more of these pine trees, which I believe the pine trees were from the late night expansion. So if you place more of those around the lot, it should really blend into the area where you place it. And that's what I did for this. I've put the actual trees around because I don't think I've mentioned in any of my other build videos, but the world I'm building is just like this massive flat giant, I think it's literally called giant map. I downloaded it a little while back, and it's got nothing built, no like ready built lots. It's not populated or anything, but it has got loads of empty place lots all around it. So I find that like really easy to, you know, think of my own builds when I don't have anything like sort of suggesting a look that I should be going for in the first place, because it doesn't have to go with anything, and that's why like I've chose to build all of the advent builds in this world, because they're all going to be very different. There's no like general theme that they're all going off, so it's just whatever the word is gives me the initial idea to actually build something specific. So yeah, for this part I'm just making, I suppose you would class it as like a lobby area in a way. So like I say, this is where you will come to check in, and somebody like a receptionist sim will actually be there all day, I think until like 11 or something, so you can check in with your family or whichever sims you're coming to visit with, and you'll also get other sims from the neighbourhood coming to stay here while your sim is staying here too. Obviously, because it is a resort, you can even buy, like your sim can purchase this resort and your sim can run this resort themselves, which means like you can select what the receptionists like wear, what pricing things are set at, and you can just literally have it as your own business and try and get more star ratings and try and get more money that way. It's a really nice like thing that they included with Island Paradise. So you definitely are going to need the Island Paradise expansion for this, but I pretty much used like at least probably one object from all the other expansions, I'd say, and most of the stuff packs. I don't believe I used Katy Perry sweet treats. I know it's not necessarily everyone's favourite, and to be fair, unless I'm placing like the little, what are they called, like the sweet containers, the sweet dispensers, I don't tend to place it that much anyway. It's not really that necessary unless I'm doing a specific theme. So yeah, I haven't used it in this. This little back room here is like meant to be kind of the receptionist's office slash break room, so that's what I kind of decided for that, and that's why it's got like a little bathroom. So that's not really intended for the guests to use, although knowing Sims, they're going to use it anyway, so that's just, but that was like the idea for that part anyway. So as I said, the upstairs and the downstairs, they are going to be part of this whole cabin stay experience. So this top section, I'm like gonna make it into a open plan living, dining and kitchen. I thought that could be like quite cozy and quite cute, because even if you don't just come here with one family and you come here and there's other Sims staying here, it's quite like communal, so like all the Sims could get to know each other and like have a nice time like together. Obviously if your Sim is more of a loner, I don't want to see other people type, you might want to pick the outdoor cabins for them to stay in, because they're obviously a lot more private. But yeah, I just thought like in terms of styles of resort, it isn't like a posh hotel style. It is literally like a massive all-in-one cabin, which, I mean, if you download this, technically you could change the lot type into a residential lot, and then you could just have it as your Sim's home. It would just mean that it will delete the check-in desk at the front, and then the buffet tables would be deleted, but you could swap that with the like party buffet tables. So yeah, if you just wanted an absolutely huge house for your Sims, you could do that, because I do put in quite a few rooms as well for Sims to stay over in, but I believe if you are going to do this, just bear in mind this lot is super expensive when I'm done with it. I think it's like, well, I believe it's well over 200,000 simoleons. So if you are rich, you can definitely afford it. But if not, yeah, you might need to do the free, what's it called, free real estate cheat, so that you can just move your Sims in anyway, without it costing anything, because yeah, it will cost a hell of a lot, but that's just an idea. You might even want to change it into a different style of community lot, but yeah, my idea for it in the first place was it was just going to be a resort, so that is what it is set as when you download it. I can't remember either what I called it. I want to say it was just called like Cozy Lake Getaway or something, but yeah, I'd never built a resort like this. If you downloaded my Cozy Brook save file, you might have seen that there is like a cabin-esque style modern mansion type thing, it's like an empty lot, it's not occupied, in that save file, so you might have seen that's kind of similar in a way, but this one leans so much more into, you know, the resort style, because the one I built in Cozy Brook is just a house so it's not really got any of these features or anything, so this is something a bit different. Oh, you know what? I just remembered what I called this lot actually. I called it the Pine Creek Resort because it was named after like all the pine trees that are around it, and obviously the fact that it's got a lake there, which I think you can call a lake a creek. I think that's the thing. So anyway, I thought Pine Creek Resort sounded nice, so yeah, that's what this place is called. When you download it, that is what you'll see it's called, and I have written a description for every single lot. When you place it, you'll be able to read about it, and I did that for all the other builds I've done as well, like, you know, so there is like a few more details in that description. When you download it, you will be able to see what it's all about. So I will say I wasn't ever truly that happy with the wallpaper choice in this room. I switched it up so many times, and even when I'd finished with it, I didn't particularly love it. That was the one thing about this whole build that really annoyed me. So yeah, I don't know, that's just happens sometimes when you know, when you think of, you just cannot think of what to design something like. It just didn't come to mind, and I think it's because it's just such a massive room. Like, I did try and zone it a little bit with the wallpapers, like I did try and do a bit of a different style in the kitchen, and a bit of, like, you know, the stone pattern on the wall in the living area, but yeah, overall it's just so massive. So I don't know, like, maybe I shouldn't have had like such a repetitive pattern, because that actually probably made it look worse. I should have probably done something really plain in there, but yeah, I mean, I probably, if I was going to change it, I probably would make it like a burgundy just paint colour, to be honest, or something like that, because even though this cabin isn't Christmassy, I think it kind of gives those vibes. If you put the Christmas tree, you know, the free one that comes from the store, if you put that in the living room, I mean, I think that would look so good. It's just that I didn't put it in there because I didn't purposely make this as like a Christmas getaway. But if you wanted to, considering the time of year it is now, and you wanted to have a few more like festive builds in your game, that might be an idea if you do download this. So yeah, that's what I could suggest for it, just to make it a little bit different to what I've done. So I'm just making some areas for people to like hang out, do a bit of painting, because I thought I wanted to put the easel there because that like overlooks the lake, and like if you have an artist sim, that might be like such a nice place to do like a still life like landscape type thing. So then you could take that picture home, you know, and remember your time at the resort or something. So, you know, as always, I'm probably overthinking it massively, but yeah, I like Sims to have loads of things to do. If you haven't noticed, like, I just don't want people to, you know, download my builds, get there, and then just feel like your Sims are like bored and there's like only like one or two things to actually do there. So that's why I put in such a variety, and because I'm not restricting the expansions I'm using or the stuff packs or anything, like I can place loads of things for them to do, because at the end of the day, I know like a lot of people sort of say negative things about the EA builds that they made for, you know, all the different towns and stuff, but realistically all they were using every time was just the base game and then whatever relevant expansion they were building with, which is hard. Like, if I limit myself to just the base game and one expansion, it is a hell of a lot harder to make variety and, you know, give the Sims loads of things to do. So I really don't think the pre-made lots are that bad, but, you know, having all the expansions just gives you so much that you can put into the world and put into your game. So yeah, I just think that's what I like to do. So, you know, I am sometimes conscious that I do own all the expansions and I build with them, and I know that not everyone has obviously every expansion, so there's going to be things that people are missing from the builds and stuff, but I don't know, I didn't want to just do like base game builds or anything like that. That's something for, I don't know, a base game save file potentially. I did start a base game save file a long time ago, but I mean, to be fair, it's me. What type of save file haven't I started? You know what I mean? I start a lot of save files, I just don't finish them. So I do actually have a base game save file that I started back when I re-downloaded Sims. So I think it was about a couple of years ago now. I'm not really sure. Time just doesn't mean anything to me, but I think it was a couple of years ago when my computer just had enough. So then I've got this computer now, and then when I re-downloaded Sims here, I just had the base game for about a month just to sort of rediscover what came with it. I know that sounds a bit weird to do, but I actually thought it was really good. Like, I just had Sunset Valley, I just had the base game, and obviously I can do that at any point, because when you select what expansions you play with, I could just pick the base game one anyway. But yeah, I quite liked it, and I might share something on that base game save file at some point, because what I basically did was I'm making Sunset Valley more kind of like a forest world instead. Like, it's not as like, I don't know if you class it as suburban, but it's not quite like that. It's the builds and stuff are a bit more English traditional style, and yeah, a bit quirky. I think it's just fun when you're playing with just base game, or you're limiting yourself. You really can discover quite a lot of things that you don't necessarily use because they're not your go-tos, you know what I mean? So I think that was quite like an experiment almost. But yeah, I did enjoy that. And here I go again using the terrain paint all over the place. Like I say, I can't help it. I mean, I don't even know if I'm that good at doing the terrain and stuff, but yeah, I just find that really fun. So I always do it. And now I'm using the move objects cheat just to place these plants actually in the water. So I think they're are they called like bulrush plants or something, but they typically grow around like ponds and lakes and things. So I wanted it to like look more natural, like that lake's been there for a while, like it's not just sort of plonked there, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I put like quite a a varied assortment of plants around. And then I did also put like the lily pads in. I love putting the lily pads in. I don't know why, they're just like one of my favourite things to put on the lakes. And basically you have to kind of mess with selecting them a few times because the sizing of all the plants is randomized. So if you like first click on a bush and it's like quite small, but you were looking to create like, you know, build with bigger plants and bushes and stuff, then you might have to reselect the bush a few times. So yeah, that's kind of what my tip is if you're just looking for a different size of plants basically. So yeah, I feel like I've now put in enough trees and stuff because like I say, I want it to look natural, and it is something I'm working on, like trying to do the landscaping so it looks more natural and stuff. So hopefully you think that looks okay as well. And now I'm just putting in the flooring to be as kind of act like a ceiling, because when your Sims look up there will be a ceiling rather than it just going from the room to the top of the roof. So yeah, in doing that I realised that I didn't really put enough lights down, because obviously the second you put the roof on, you're not getting any of the natural light into the build anymore. So that really highlighted that it was really dark in there. So yeah, and then I've changed the lighting colour to flame because, you know me, it just makes it look more cozy if it's a flame colour light rather than the like white light that's the default colour. So yeah, I'm just creating like more of a comfy space in the lobby area, because I guess if you were checking in and someone else was already checking in, you can like sit down and wait for them or something. So that's kind of what I had in mind. And that little like coffee table is from the Diesel stuff pack, because I think it looks like a little rustic like chest type thing, which is quite cute. So yeah, I think I really like how that area came out. Like I say, like the main living area is the only bit I would say that I didn't really love how it looked. So yeah, if you download this and want to change it all, I don't blame you. It's just not really how, I don't know, like now looking back at it I would have changed it a bit, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully you like it somewhat anyway. So yeah, again putting in loads of like the green and brown colours. I'm sorry, they're like some of my favourite colour combinations and I use them a lot in my builds. For doing the bathrooms, because obviously as you can see this video is like leaving me only about 10 minutes to do the furnishing, but to do the furnishing faster I did use the master suite stuff a lot for the bathrooms. I just went into like the collection folder and just selected that, because that's just got like everything in it. I'm not saying like the bathroom stuff from that is like the perfect stuff to use, but I think it went quite well with this style of build anyway. And yeah, I will recolour some stuff, like don't worry, not all the bathrooms are going to look exactly identical, but that was just like how I did it initially, just to sort of do it a bit faster, because I just knew this build was going to be like hours long. I believe this build in real time took me about 5.5 hours. So it might not come across as that. I don't know if it does, and I don't know if you're thinking, my god, it wouldn't have taken me that long to build this, but yeah, like I say, I might have just been really slow. I was just thinking about what would go in each room, because like I say, because it's such a big build, I didn't want any rooms to be like wasted, or I didn't want there to be like too many bedrooms. I wanted it there to just be like the right amount of balance between the amount of areas for Sims to like sit in and enjoy, and the amount of rooms and Sims that would actually stay here, because obviously I didn't want it to be too overcrowded. So my plan is for this bit at the front to be like a gym. So I know that some people when they go away like to go and work out and stuff, because that's how some people relax. It's not me, it's not what I would do, but you know, I'm just trying to like consider everybody's needs. Everybody is different. So yeah, Oh, the other thing I'm not like, I keep saying all these things I don't like about the build, but I'm just being honest. The other thing I probably would do a bit different is not have the corrugated steel in the gym room. At the time, I was in the mindset of doing something rustic, and I also just thought like a gym is more, I don't know, like it's not exactly necessarily luxury room, is it? So I thought it could be like quite quirky to intentionally design it to look more like rusty and stuff. So, I don't know what I was thinking at that time. I'm trying to remember, but I think if I went back I would just do like a really basic coloured wall, like probably just like maybe a dark like burgundy wall or something in there instead of that. But yeah, let me know if you think that looks okay. Obviously, like I say, feel free to change it if you download it, and maybe like now that I'm saying I would have done like a dark burgundy wall, you like the idea of that and you can just recolour it yourself anyway. And now I'm just building the bathrooms for these 2 bedrooms. So there's going to be the 2 bedrooms downstairs and the 1 bedroom upstairs in the cabin. And I don't know if you could see, but on the doors, when I think he shift left click or something, it comes up with options to set the door as, I think they call it like a VIP door, which basically means it's a room that you can stay in that resort. So you just do that, and that means that when your sim goes to check in, they can select one of those rooms. So that's kind of how that works. So this main area here, let's call it like the bottom floor, even though it's technically the ground floor, is effectively a games room. So again, like a shared common space for everyone to just like play foosball, dominoes, the ping pong table, just hang out, kind of a space for sims of any age, and just somewhere to just have some fun. So yeah, I've just put in the jukebox and stuff because yeah, you can effectively have a little party down there, and I always recolour that games console to look like kind of like a games cube. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I just kind of like it to sort of be a nostalgic thing. I don't know, it's just something that reminds me of the years gone by, I suppose. So instead of having a modern console, so I've just put that down. Do you know what would be really good, CC, and it probably does exist, like a Wii board, like the ones where you used to be able to stand on them and do like Wii Sports and stuff. Something like that would be really fun. I reckon like most houses have one of those, or did have one of those at one point. So I think I might want to download something like that. Again, in this build there isn't actually any CC. I haven't used any CC, and also I didn't use any store content in this build as well, which is unusual for me, to not use at least 1 pack. But yeah, I didn't think it needed it, to be fair. If I ever feel like it needs something to give it like the extra theme or something to like bolster the look or the kind of entertainment in there, then I'll do it. But I didn't actually place any store content, which might make it more downloadable, I guess, because you don't have to worry about extra stuff not being there. So I will say, even though I absolutely loved how this room came out, I was really gutted because I had to swap the rooms around. So this one that I'm making now is like kind of more like for a couple, honeymoon, I don't know, something like that, like a cozy couple room. And then the one next door, I make it into like sort of not hostel style, but somewhere where like friends or even kids could be staying in. But then I remembered that I put the hot tub connecting to the other room, which obviously isn't like a kids thing, is it? It's like more, that would be more of like a romantic getaway. So yeah, in a bit, in real time, I would actually be starting to like twig that I've done the rooms the wrong way. But literally, it's only after I've finished it and I'm really happy with it, then I'm like, Oh my god. I've forgotten what I was going to do with that. So, you know, sometimes that happens. I mean, this build is quite large, so, you know, what I initially had in mind, which was doing the couple's room as the one next to the hot tub, just obviously just had flown straight out of my head because I hadn't got to it for like ages after thinking of that idea. So yeah, I literally create the whole next room as well, and then I have to do a swap. So fortunately though, that's like, I do the swap around so fast. Like, I'm actually so impressed with how quick I do it. It's quite something. But yeah, because the looks of the rooms are very different, you know. One, like I say, is meant to be like cozy romantic, and the other one's like for a load of people to stay in. I still managed to fit the same amount of beds in the smaller room as I did this room, actually, when I swapped them around, which is quite surprising because it feels like that room needs to be huge to fit that many beds in, but it really doesn't. That's just obviously excessively big. But yeah, I think it wasn't the end of the world having to swap them round, to be fair. It's just one of those things that you know, made more sense to me the other way around. Maybe you'd have thought it was fine to have the hot tub connecting to this room, but I don't know, something about it just, it wasn't my initial plan, let's put it that way. So, but I'd love to know if you are planning to download this build after seeing it, and if you actually really like to run the resorts yourself in your games. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what sort of like you tend to do, because I think I've only ever like ran the resorts a couple of times, and it was the pre-made ones that came with Island Paradise. So I've not actually used one that I've built myself before, surprisingly. So yeah, this is the moment when I'm like, oh my god, I need to swap them around. It's just like, you know, in the moment I literally had like a mini like heart attack. But yeah, it's just it's so annoying when you feel happy with something as well, and then you like have to redo it. You know, it's just never the same, is it? But I actually end up preferring like the shared room over the like romantic room, because I think the romantic room in the smaller one just looked cozier. I just prefer cozy little rooms. That's just like my style. So yeah, the big room ended up being huge. So, you know, but yeah, then again, if you were like going on a honeymoon or something like that, you'd feel like, oh wow, I've got like the proper master suite, you know what I mean? So I think that's quite a nice look. But yeah, we are coming towards the end of the video. I'm really sorry you've had to hear me yabber on for like 30 something minutes, but yeah, I think I can just talk for England, so yeah, there is that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please let me know what you liked about the build or what you think of it anyway, and yeah, I guess I will see you on the next video when we're going to be making something totally different. So I'll see you then. Bye.